Hi everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Gant has taken the stage, the bench, I don't know what you call it really. Anyway, he's here. He's the chief of police, I believe, and he's dropped a pretty big bit of information, which is that another murder occurred at the exact same time as this murder that we've been investigating, which wildly changes the scope of this case because it potentially means there's more than one person who's worked together to target members of the department. So that really does change things. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. So we're going to hear his testimony. We'll go from there. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between the knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department. See? What a mess. The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. So we're going to have to prove that it is to get him to talk about it. Two detectives were killed at 5:15, one at the prosecutor's office and one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence. And that knife. What was it doing there? I better check this knife out. Okay, so did we look at the knife before we ended the last episode? I don't actually know if we did, so let's just have a look at it again if not. Maybe we did. I think actually we did. Remembering back. So there was the... Oh, well, it doesn't say that... There's a small tag on the knife. It says SL92. What's that supposed to mean? It's a case number, right? I'm not sure, but it reminds me of a similar code, DL6. Maybe it's a case number? That's weird. What? I don't remember where... But I think I've seen something like this before. Something similar to what's written on this tag. It wasn't that long ago either. Maybe I should check the court record again. Oh, okay. Well, maybe. Let's rotate this around if we can. See if there's anything over here. No. Alright, let's check the court record then, see if we see anything with SL2, was it? I don't know where it would be. Got that. It's not this, is it? Don't think so. Work of art, prosecutor's office. Was it something to do with this, maybe? Anything to do with, like, the plaque on here? Or this? Hey, check it out! There's a metal plate here! It looks like the names of all the previous recipients are engraved on it. Wow, one guy's listed a bunch of times. Von Karma. Yeah, okay. So we saw this before. So, I don't think it's that. Alright, well, I'll tell you what, let's press his statements and just go from there, I suppose. See why the knife is special. Excuse me, special? Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else. Might that special thing be this little tag? Oh, sorry, Righto, but I can't say that now. Not that. We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now, why was there another knife at the scene of the crime? That's quite a mystery. And like a mystery, it's wrapped in something. A muffler. Okay. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between the knife and Goodman. This knife was found on the scene of our crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you? See, there's a lot of things that go on at the department I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, Righto. Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Let's examine that knife while we can, Righto. Don't call us Righto. Evidence that links to this detective, this knife to Detective Goodman. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. I should try presenting the piece of evidence that had me stumped all this time. Alright, so we're going to have to... he mentioned the muffler, so I'm guessing it might be something to do with that. So, how are things down at the department? That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. Something happened at the police department too, huh? You got a good look in your eyes there, Righto, my boy. Sharp, hungry. So, something did happen. And why wasn't I informed? Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? No matter, I understand. You were busy. What with Lana's case and all? Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? A detective was killed at the police department. See what a mess. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department. That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Aji? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, righto? I suppose I could help, if you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. Oh, where the victim was found, how the victim was killed when the victim died. We know that because that was 5:15. How the victim was killed, I'm guessing it was going to be a stabbing because of the knife. Where the victim was found. So we're going to have to be careful here because he's only going to tell us one thing. Now, where the victim was found, I'm guessing was the police department. We know this. I think we want to ask how the victim was killed to see if there's any similarities between the kills. I'm not sure where the victim was found is going to tell us anything other than the police department. So I'm thinking this. If we can prove there's a link, like he was saying, then we can maybe get him to spill the beans. Well, how was the detective killed? How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It was what we in the force call a stabbing with a knife. A knife? That's exactly the same as Detective Goodman. That's the spirit we're cooking now. But you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same. Oh yeah, what do you mean? There were more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death. It seems like I'm gonna have to press this a bit harder. Okay, the time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence. 5:15. But that's when Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office. What? Come on, surely the judge is able to put two and two together there. Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances? Coincidence. This is just my gut feeling, but I'd say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening. Chief Gant, please tell us more about the incident. Okay, it's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't see. Well, it sort of is. How can you say that there's no connection? How? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please, righto. You understand? Try to understand, righto. Well, if everyone's just calling us righto. Well, if you can prove there's a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is something that ties the two murders together. Whatever it is, I'd better find it and get to the bottom of this. Two detectives were killed at 5:15, one at the prosecutor's office and one at the police department. That can't be coincidence. And the knife. Okay, so better check this knife out. Okay, so knife is special, I can't say how here. So I think we're gonna have to like prove that there should be some sort of link. I don't know if like there's anything on here, on this murder weapon, that could link the two together. We've got the blood. We looked at the blood already, didn't we, on here, I think. This must be the victim's blood, right? Either that or Edgeworth cut himself peeling an apple. What's Edgeworth doing with a knife like this anyway? Hey, maybe he spends his weekend roughing it in the wild. Okay, yeah, we saw this before. So it's not going to be that. We've got the parking stub. We've got this thing. Work of art. Is there anything in here? Date of time. Date and time of death. Right, it's nothing about like SL2 in there or whatever it was. 67S675. I don't know if that's related in some way. Cell phone? Anything about it? I don't think so. Because there's no like transcript or anything. shoe. There's nothing in this photo, is there? I don't think so. Alright, it's evidence. Bad day. What was the one where we said about... Okay, so we did this. Okay. Can we... I'll tell you... So we can just ask other things. Okay, where the victim was found? So tell me, where was the victim found? ... Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? You wouldn't know about the evidence room, would you, Righto? I can't say I've heard of it. I guess I should ask again once I learn a bit more about this evidence room. There's something stranger about this than the place where the body was found. Okay, so can we go back round and ask the last one? Because he says it will only tell us one thing, but it seems like we could just push it and, like, ask the other ones. And it doesn't seem to be affecting our health bar. So, let's see if it'll... Okay. Yeah, see, it seems to just let us do this. When the victim died. So, when did the murder at the police department occur? We know this was 5:15, right? Now that's a sharp question, Righto. Very sharp. Well, my boy, you're gonna love this. Okay, the time of the crime, 5:15. So he hasn't told us anything new from that at all. So, it's got to be something to do whatever links to this tag, which said SL92. So we're obviously gonna have to have a look at everything we've got and just see if we can find something that's got that number on it. Not that. We looked at the... Can we flip the photo over? We can't, okay. Fine. Parking lot floor plans. I don't suppose there's anything with that code on it. Doesn't look like it. The word muffler was on here. Where's the button? I don't think we can actually use it though, can we? The only thing is this, but he doesn't want to use it, if I remember correctly. There's no need to push this, yeah. Okay, fine. So I don't think it's the phone. This thing... Again, we can't flip this over. This doesn't have anything to do with that number on it. We've got this, like, weird little thing. Can we even do anything here? Can't do anything on that. It's just a picture of it for some reason. Got this parking stub, which I don't know if that's going to help us. We've done this before, so again we don't need to read any of that text, I don't think. Literally nothing on the back. The knife, which, I mean, it could be this maybe. Seeing anything on there either, so I don't know where this link is to SL92. Does the text on any of it tell us anything? Investigate his ID card, given it to Edgeworth, King of Prosecutors, day of the murder, murder weapon, usually in Edgeworth's toolbox. No. Work of art designed by the Chief of Detectives and created by Detective Gumshoe. Death due to loss of blood. Victim's memo. Could it be to do with that? I'm actually not seeing anything that's linked to this. SL92. There's a small tag on the knife. It says SL92. What's that supposed to mean? I'm not sure, but it reminds me of a similar code. DL6, maybe it's a case number. That's weird. What? I don't remember where, but I think I've seen something like this before. Does that mean something like the tag or something like the number? Something similar to what's written on this tag, it wasn't that long ago either. Similar to what's written on this tag, it wasn't that... So is it something that's got... Maybe I should check the court record again. So it's something in our court record, but it's got to be something, maybe something with a tag on it? I'm trying to see if we've got anything that's got a tag on it now. The phone hasn't got a tag, has it? No. Oops, that thing hasn't got a tag. No tag on that. Did this thing have a tag on it? I don't think so. I mean, could it be this thing? It's something that she saw not that long ago, and we did see that thing not that long ago. I don't really get what else it could be. But why other than this? I don't know. Unless, could it be to do with this? So 67S 12.2, which apparently somebody said that, like, because I originally said it was 12.2. But apparently it's not 12.2, it's the date format's the other way round. Oh, do you know what? So 67S, if you look at that the other way up, that says SL9. I think it's that. I think it's the note, but you have to look at it the other way up. Okay, so let's see if we can figure out when to present this. The knife is special. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection. Okay, fine. Let's try and present this note here and see. Objection! Wait a second. Ah, at last, an honest-to-goodness objection. This knife, this has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Aha! An honest-to-goodness what do you mean from Udgy. This is great. Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92. And this is important. Why? Over here we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7S 12.2. Your Honour, it's upside down. Yeah, okay, so it took me a while, but I saw it eventually. Upside. The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get? Haha, SL9 221. Aha! Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down. SL9. That's the same thing that's written on this knife's tag. Yes, it is. Order, order. Well, Chief. ... Ah, well. And that is where we're going to leave it because we are out of time for this episode. So as always, thank you very much for watching. A big thank you to my patrons, Arcades Games, Wayne, Nate, Paul from the Phantom Fellows, Lyle, Hobo, Numinous, Kumadin, Paulione, Flossie the Sheep, JohnCon555, Chrissy, Paul James, and Zolties, and I'll see you next time.